Hi everyone, it's Lisa with Ink and Inspirations, and welcome to our premiere for No Tricks, Just Treats this week. I have been sharing some really simple treat wraps and bags and packaging for gifts and treats that you can use not just for Halloween, because we're counting down the days to that, right? But you can use it for any occasion. So I want you to stay tuned and take a look at these and see if you can have an idea to use for the upcoming holidays. So I have a couple of announcements before we get started, and then I'm going to show you two really cute and easy projects. Let's go. Okay, first I want to talk about my cardstock paper share, which is an offer that I have currently where you can get one sheet of each of the Stampin' Up! Colors. That's the subtles, the brights, the neutrals, and the regals, and then one sheet each of the in colors for 2024 through 2027. That's another 10 sheets, so that's 50 sheets of each of our colors that you I will do a cardstock share for and package them up and send them to you. I'm having that through the end of this month. So trying to get all of those orders in by October the 30th. So if you can let me know, I'll try to have a link either on the screen or in the description how you can get all the details and sign up for that. And that's for option one. And then for option two, includes a half a pack of basic white and very vanilla cardstock. And so that's, I believe, 14 sheets of each of those that comes with your color. So there are two different options there. Take a look at the link and get in touch with me or click through on the link if you're interested in that offer. Also, my 12 weeks of Christmas for my email list is going on right now, and we're already through week 5, but you can get the rest of the 7. If you are not on my email list, you can sign up. And that link, I'm going to try to put it on the screen. If it's not there, look in the description of this video and get signed up because you don't want to miss any more of those. Okay, our first little Halloween treat, I'm starting with a piece of basic black cardstock, 4.5 by 6, and we're going to score it in half on the 6-inch side. Okay, not in half, at 2 3/4. I'm sorry, there it is right in front of me. So that's 4.5 by 6, and I'm going to score at 2 3/4. Right there. This is so easy, y'all. You're going to think, oh my goodness. I mean, you're going to fold up there, and that's going to make a little pouch. Okay, so let me get my tear and tape. I want to use strong adhesive on this. So I would either use Stampin' Seal Plus or our tear and tape, or if you can use the liquid glue. That's really strong too, but you need to give it a chance to dry, okay, before you move it around. So let's just take our double-sided tape called tear and tape. We're going to put some on this front flap that's going to go over and fold and make a pocket. Super simple, right? And so when you have something like this, and with our cardstock that's so durable and strong, it really makes a good enclosure or wrap or package for our treats. So I'm just going to pull this up here and pull off the protective paper. Oops. All right, and we're going to fold this up and give it a good press on that tape. Okay, so look, there is our pocket. Okay, and so I have a Sour Patch package. You can put any of these little treat size bags in there, little wrapped candies. You could put a gift card in here if you're using it for something besides Halloween. Just all kinds of uses. And I mean, super simple, right? Okay, so I wanted to use some more of my Spooky Sweet Halloween designer paper. And so I decided to use one of these panels for the front of our treat package. And so I want to cut it about 4 inches wide and 2.5 inches tall. So I want to use this pumpkin patch. I could probably use this little house or even this little frame, but I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to cut it, first of all, on that dividing line, so to speak, in between these two little seams, okay? and that way I'm just working with this smaller piece. So I want it 4 inches wide. So let's see what we're working with here. That's just about 4 already, right? Okay, I might need to trim it just a little bit, but you know, I'm going to leave it because this is 4.5 inches wide. And so we're good to go with this, even though it's a hair over 4 inches. Now, I'm going to cut it at 2.5 inches. So I know I want the fence off of here. So I'm going to cut and take that off. And so 2.5 inches, let's see what that leaves us here. 2.5, that's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to leave that. It may cut off the bottom of that pumpkin, but I'm okay with that. Okay, so there's our little pumpkin scene. We can save this for another project. And while I'm at it, I'm going to tell you that if you don't have, you see how it's lighter up here? I'm going to be able to stamp my sentiment directly on the designer paper. Now, if yours is too dark or your stamped sentiment won't show up, what I would do is cut a piece of either designer paper or a light color cardstock at 1 inch by 4, and then have your darker print down here below, and you can just piece those here. In fact, let me show you. Let me cut this at 1. It's easier to do it on this side. Cut it at 1, and then that could go here, and then let's pretend that we're not using that top there. Do you see how you could do that? And you could stamp your sentiment right here and still have your darker or busier print down at the bottom. And this would allow you to stamp over that and it be seen just fine. Okay? But since this is a lighter gray, I'm going to use that, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which I'm using from the Spooky Halloween set. It says Happy Halloween. And I'm just going to use basic black. Here's my Memento black ink. Ink that up. And then center that on my foam mat. And stamp. Okay, that's good. So now what I can do is just glue that to the top here. Okay, and you can be done at this point if you'd like, or you can keep embellishing it. So I'm going to show you what I did. And again, I'm sure you have supplies on hand that you could use. You could totally use black cardstock, pumpkin pie cardstock, or another, I know lemon lime twist, granny apple green, anything that would go with your theme. I'm just going to move that through there like that. Super cute. Okay, so that, we could call that finished, right? Okay, if you're going to hand out little cute little treats to your neighborhood kids or your grandkids, that would work. But I had this black and white twine that was left over from a kit that I didn't use. And you could use ribbon, you could use linen thread, because linen thread goes with anything, right? Any color twine. We have the neutrals twine kit that has the black and the crumb cake and the white. But I'm just going to use this because I have it. Okay, and I'm going to wrap it around. But as again, really not necessary. It's just as you can do as much or as little as you'd like as far as embellishing this. And then I'll show you the original. I even stepped it up a notch with some little in color dots. So we can leave that like that. That's cute. And then on this one, I just added these, what is that called? Timid tiger dots on here. Okay. So super simple, right? You can do that. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to take another project and I'm going to get set up and we're going to get started on that. Okay, I hope you're ready for the simplicity of this one, because this is about as simple as it gets. So this can be used as a wrap for any kind of candy. Okay, This is 2 inches wide, so your candy could be longer than that, or you could make this more narrow, a narrow strip. But I'm using 2 by 6, and we're going to fold that in half, and then we're going to banner cut the ends. So I'm going through both thicknesses, I'm just cutting up. Okay, cute. All right, next I have a scrap piece of uh, basic white, and I am using the Trick or Treat Be Sweet stamp from the Sign Design set, and I'm going to stamp that in basic black again on this scrap piece. And the reason I said it needs to be at least 1.5 inches tall is because we're going to punch it out with the coordinating Sign Design punch. So I'm leaving a little room at the top and the bottom. Okay, and here's our Sign Design punch that goes with that stamp set. We're going to slide that in. The Be Sweet is on a curve, so we're just going to do it like that and punch. Super easy. And that is going to go here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. A little bit of Stampin' Seal Plus. And here. And then I have these little candy corn punch outs from that designer paper. Here you could also use a stamp, like if you have a bat stamp, you could stamp that there. If you had a star, you could stamp that there. You could put just a gem, a little stone right there in the middle. And let's see, let me go ahead and use the seal. And we're gonna just adhere that right there. Then watch this. I mean, I'm gonna slide in. I have this little stick candy. You could use like Chico sticks. You could use, I don't know, anything that's long. You could even go around a small candy bar. All right. So one thing I will tell you, if you don't have like a stick candy or something thin like this, like pixie sticks, or you could even put little glow sticks in here, you want to wait to put on your punched piece or your label, whatever you're using for this, after you get it wrapped around, okay? Because see what I forgot to do? I got so smart and thought I was like ahead of the game. We need to staple this. Now, I wouldn't do this for very young children with the staple, okay? But see how that holds around there? And then you can come and you see the placement exactly where it should be. Okay, so oh my goodness, is that so easy? I mean, and so cute. Can you see a little platter full of these? Even at Christmas, you could get candy canes and do the wrap with Christmas paper. And oh, I'm gonna have to do that. You're probably gonna be seeing that. It's so simple and so cute, all to help decorate your place settings at your holiday table. How cute is that? Okay, so there is that idea. And then we have this idea. Okay, and now I'm going to pull in some of the other projects that I've shared this week. Okay, here is the other little treat bags that I made earlier this week, and there was a short video on how to put this together. Just really easy to do and so cute for any occasion. Okay, I do hope you'll give it a try. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This is Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations, inspiring you to create, share, and make a difference. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.